Hi, Mike DePong here, and I'd like to welcome you back to Spirit Hill, a place where we meet about spirit, healing, and love and light. And it's one of the big reasons why we came to this scene. And realizing that, understanding that, means it begins with awakening to the reality that we are spirit incarnate. And then we realize that everything around us has spirit and is part of it, that we are part of a unity, that we are one, and yet we have our unique identities. And so it's really a cool thing. And I'm just happy you're here with me for a few minutes. This is going to be a shorter video. I want to make a couple of acknowledgments. First of all, I have two former students, Jake and Ryan. I want to thank you both again for the comments that you made that are just encouraging. Then I have another comment from a former student, Nick, who I've stayed in touch with over the years, and his comment was just super encouraging because it came up with what had been one of our themes throughout the years that we've communicated, and he just said, it's all about heart. So thank you, Nick, for that. And then Susie Loveday, thank you for subscribing to the channel. And, you know, if you're here and you think this is helpful, and that it is healing, then I would ask you to hit the like and the share button. I would, if you think it's worthy enough to come back and see me from time to time, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and then you'll know every time I make a video. So also, if in between, if you have other questions, if you have things you want to think about more deeply, I do have two books, and the links for those will be down below in the description. That just might help you. And if you need to get in touch with me, if you'd like to talk about things on a personal level and arrange sometimes to talk, just let me know and we can contact one another. So today, the essence of what I want to encourage you about for this weekend, and pretty short and sweet here, is healing tools. Yesterday, I got two new tools. I usually don't buy things. A lot of all the rocks and the crystals, the different things I've had are things that have been gifted to me. All the feathers, they have gifted me. I haven't gone out and bought things. I did buy the indigenous pottery, but that my feathers are in. But all these other things, it's just been gifts that I've received. Sometimes though, we go and things are offered and there's some resonance. And so I had a friend, Chrissy, on one of her videos, and she had this deck called the Mystical Shaman Oracle, and this deck of cards. And I've never engaged with these things before. I've listened to many people give readings and readings for me, but I've never engaged with them. So I got those, and along with that, in the same box came this piece of fluorite. Now, you can't see it, but it's really a beautiful stone, beautiful little stone. And fluorite's pretty neat. It comes from the Latin word meaning to flow, and it has to do with the flow, for me, with the flow of energy that helps me to loose what's inside of me, what's in my heart, what's in this part that is true love, a high love, and to get it out into the universe, to share it, to share me, to share my gifts, my abilities, the talents, the things that I have developed, and to share. And I will tell you this, as soon as I took this out of the box, this was the first thing that I took out before the cards. As soon as I took this out, I felt it, and I could feel that flow. I could feel it. It traveled down my arm. It traveled across my upper chest, the upper heart area. It's where I felt it. And then I could just feel it fill me up to my crown chakra. And then as I just settled, just kind of settled, I felt it just spread, this warmth just spread throughout. So I knew right away I made friends. And I'm going to talk about this. I want to talk about healing tools. I want to talk about these cards, the stone, and how they kind of brought together other things that had been part of my healing journey. And I just want to show you how very cool it is. When you get tuned into this, in a couple of videos ago, I talked about this. I talked about when you realize who you are, when we realize that we are spirit incarnate and that we come with two operating systems, ego and heart. And ego has to do with very 3D world things, And heart has to do with the real reason with the operating system we came here to experience life, to process and filter and experience life. And it makes us wonderfully complex creatures and interesting creatures. And it gives us a lot of impetus to explore and to discover. And that's what all this is about. So we use tools, and I wanted to talk about tools because they are something, what I would like to share with you directly is spirit is in all things. There's energy. The energy of spirit is in this. The energy of spirit's imbued in things like these cards, in the trees that I've spoken about before, in the birds, the feathers that the birds have shared, the trees, the sky, the planets. There's just so many. It's all spirit, and there's a unity. And I share that because to access that, we tune our hearts and we say, I want to listen with my heart. I know who I am. I know I'm spirit, and I know I'm spirit as whoever you are. And that you say, I want to heal. I want this reconciliation process going on of ego energies and heart energies and of consequences of those being exercised. And I want healing to occur. And that as we go along here over the course of time, we will speak about specific aspects of these things. But let me get back to the crystals. Some of you, I know, may listen to this and you might think, that is hokey stuff. You can think that if you want to. However, you ever worn a watch with a crystal quartz movement? You know how that works? It's got a little battery in it, and that little battery hits a quartz crystal, and that crystal vibrates at an exact frequency, and that frequency moves the watch. The watch receives then the signal that's coming out of that. You know, here's the analogy. We have heart. We hit other spirit-imbued objects, entities, creatures that with the energy from us, from our heart, because we say we want to tune into you. What do you have for us to help me in my healing? And when we do that, frequency comes back to us. So when you use a tool, listen and see where you feel it in your body. See what it does to your mind, what it instigates in terms of thoughts, and just sit with it until you get some clear direction and your own intuition. And that's what these tools are good for. Our intuition then can access these things, the energies from these, and put stuff together that is part of our own personal healing. And it's a really cool thing. So I wanted to share that. Fluorite has many uses that you can read about them, but for me, the resonating part of this for me was that it helps me to focus on the big picture, big dreams that result from the dreams of my inner child. And it lets me focus on that without feeling frenetic and scattered and having all these connections, which I always do because it's just the way my brain works. But this already, I know, has helped me focus. So the second thing I want to talk about that I got yesterday as a tool was this set of cards, these mystical shaman oracle cards. And I'm going to show you this. It was really pretty cool because with these, I received them and I'm looking at the deck and I'm thinking, my first question was before I looked at any of them, I just took them out and I said, I want to know some direction I want a base energy for when I use this deck. What is the energy I'm approaching it with? What is the way I'm thinking about? And so I just kind of had them loosely in my hand like this, and I can't even make them do this now, but it just fell open like that. And the card that was there was this specific card. And I cannot tell you what this meant to me. The card number is 33. The card name is Magic. And there's this essence of moon. It speaks to me of divine feminine that we all have, divine feminine and masculine within. It's not a gender thing. And one of the things that I noticed right away, you talk about spirit and being tuned in and asking for help and wanting to heal. I saw this, the tones are complementary, and the other cards in the deck, Well, here, let me show you. Doesn't work the same way. Well, not the same at all. This was beautiful, the way it fit. So to me, my intuition puts this together, called for these. Spirit says, here are some things for you to use. Magic, this card number 33, I want to just show you how this pulls together something real quickly. Look at this. This is one of my journals that I write in every day. I've shown you these before. And if you would look closely, you would see right here that it talks about a dream that I had. And it was a dream where a spirit entity, as a man, gave me this very deep secret thing. He laid it out for me. And he said, you have to use 33. You have to use the number 3 in combinations. 3, 33, 333. And so here it talks about that, and then an explanation of it here a day later when I really had time to reflect and ask Spirit and access my intuition about what it meant. This is what came up. And so I get this, 33, magic. It's the magic of not individual acts pulling a rabbit out of a hat when there looks like there's not a rabbit in a hat. The magic is knowing I am spirit incarnate, and I know how to access my fellow spirit entities about me to work through healing, to work through this wonderful thing, to explore in awe and wonder, and to see the miracles of life all around me, and to just enjoy and be happy, and to resonate with those who seek the same thing, and to fellowship with them and enjoy that. Now, all of that's really cool, and I don't want to go into that too much because there are other times where I will undoubtedly, now knowing how this is working out for me, I will speak about specific cards and readings. But for now, I just want you to know that there are a few things that about healing. First of all, for you that you might think about this weekend, this fluorite that I have does have a frequency. I pinged it with the energy from my heart, and I received back, and I got it because, oh, I didn't even tell you this. I had 2 dreams about this. I think it was in the book before this, but I had 2 separate dreams on nights that were separated by a few nights, by a few weeks, about getting fluorite. And I didn't even know what it was called, but when I came out of the first dream, I said, I don't know for sure what that was, but I think it was fluorite. And I looked it up, and it was. So I haven't found any on my own. I actually looked for this in different places where I would be driving along, and I'd see, look for different things along the side of the road that might have it. I ordered this, and this is what I got, and it was amazing. And it helps me with eliminating, like I said, those limiting beliefs. And then this led to an association with the inner child, because the inner child has these dreams without any limiting beliefs, and ego helps pile that on, and that's part of this healing thing. But guess what? The first bird I saw when I walked outside this morning, it was a bluebird, and the bluebird is a bird that, amongst other energies, carries with it the energy of the inner child to approach life with wonder, awe, and joy. And so that was the very first bird. After opening these things last night and thinking about them, that's the first thing I see when I go out this morning. So yeah, dreams, it's all being put together. It's amazing. And then this magic of this 33 and this card and this youthful, divine feminine image, and the magic being used for healing and love and light. It is the work. It's part of this work here on Spirit Hill, where we receive these affirmations and these we share, and we can just learn to see spirit, to sense it, to feel the unity because we are spirit, and to just keep building and building and building and rising up and rising up and rising up, not to escape anything, but to appreciate everything. And the one last thing I want to leave you with about this is that these are tools. They have spirit. They are things that I take in, and it's this positive energy, and they drop down into the reservoir of my universe, of my internal universe, and they are there then for my intuition to tap into that reservoir, into that aquifer of all these energies that are available to me, and to pull them out and to help me advance and to help others too, I hope, in sharing these things. So they're tools, they're not crutches. And why I would even say that is because some people use wonderful spiritual tools and ideas as crutches. They want, many people want, and it's not right or wrong. It's just that you're not going to get the same joy and you're not going to get the same results if you don't do the work yourself. A crutch is, tell me what to do. Where do I go? Should I do this? Should I not? No. You create. You decide. I create. I decide. And I've decided to create this video, and I hope that it helps you for the weekend, and that you are blessed this holiday weekend here in the U.S., and that you will really enjoy yourselves and and enter into the beauty of who you really are. So until next time, from here on Spirit Hill, love and peace and healing and love and light.